Hi, and welcome to this guided meditation. This is a moment for you to rest back in the stillness and the peace that's already there. Not about forcing anything to happen, not about changing anything. It's about allowing the relaxation that wants to come. So notice what's alive in you right now. Notice if you have any thoughts running through your head, any emotions that wants to be felt. And see if you can give yourself full permission to just listen. Making this a time for yourself where nothing needs to be forced. You don't need to perform. A time where things can be just the way they are. Even your resistance is welcomed. Notice if that is true for you. And if it isn't, see if you can explore what it would be like if that was okay. If you didn't have to change anything, didn't have to live up to any norms or any expectations. And if it feels okay for you, ask your body if there's any tension that it wants to let go of. Not forcing it to let go, just gently asking. Check in with your chest, your lungs, and your heart. And notice if there are any deep sighs that wants to be released. Also check in with your shoulders. Are they carrying anything that doesn't need to be carried right now? So easy to take on responsibility for the world. Carry weights that are not ours to carry. And see if you can give yourself permission to just let go of that. Don't need to argue if it's valid to carry it. Just put it down. And check in with your body if you placed it in a forced position or if it's allowed to flow. Maybe your spine and your vertebrae want to move with your breath. Without forcing any movement, just gently ask it. As if you're letting your body guide. Trust that it knows what it needs. And if your mind is resisting or arguing, see if you can notice that that's just thoughts. That they don't need to go. See if they can coexist. Can you allow your body to move freely? While there still might be thoughts, opinions, they don't need to be solved. They can coexist. You're bigger than both of them. Almost like we can imagine ourselves being this nurturing space where thoughts pop up, bodily sensations, emotions. And it's not our job to make them coherent, to make sure they're peaceful with each other. They can coexist. They can do their thing. Notice what happens inside your body when presented with this perspective. And even if it feels foreign to you, just see if you want to play around with it. Try out what it would be like if it was true. And also check in with yourself if you're taking this very serious, or if it's allowed to be a bit playful. Allow for some curiosity, some not knowing. Notice what happens with the muscles in your face when you invite playfulness and curiosity. And notice if anything else needs to go, or is it okay for invitation of curiosity and still allow sadness and tensions and thought. The curiosity can flow between them. The playfulness can coexist with sadness, boredom. That your inner space can allow for many different things. It's not your job to make them all agree. And notice if you have any ideas about how this moment should be. Any tendency of want to control it. And see if there's some part of you that's smiling towards this tendency to want to control, create safety through organizing and being in charge. And imagine what would happen if you let go of that. Letting go of the responsibility to organize the universe, to organize your inner space. To allow yourself to just be with whatever is. As though you're not in charge of it. As though you're watching a flower grow. Autumn coming. Watching your inner world going through the cycles. Each part of the year bringing its own flavor. They're different. It might look more or less beautiful, but they're all sacred. They're all part of the flow. And see if that layer is available to you. That layer beyond judgment, where you don't have to evaluate if something is beautiful or not, if anything is welcomed or not. Just be with it all. Dropping the evaluation of good and bad. Not by forcing any evaluation to go, just by noticing it for what it is. It's just another flower, another leaf, another expression in your inner world. Doesn't need to be taken more serious than your bodily sensations or any sounds you're hearing. They're just experiences. They're just manifestations in your inner world. And see if you can check in with your body. Is there any softness there that would like to expand? And see if you can give it permission to unfold in whatever way it wants to, whatever way it unfolds, not trying to control it or limit it or force it. As though you were watching a cloud moving across the sky, perhaps bumping into tension, saying hello, greeting the kindness, the tension with kindness, with softness, letting go of all agendas to force. Notice how your body responds to being seen in this light. Not being forced to let go of anything. Being seen in gentleness, in a nurturing softness, in trust. Being honored for the wisdom it carries. Not allowing your thoughts to dictate your inner world. Just allowing them to be, to do their thing, but not granting them power they do not have. Inner freedom. Mm. Notice if there's any softness in your breath. And see if there's any tensions that wants to be carried out, wants to be released with every breath. As though your inhalation was a question. If anything wants to be let go of. All residues of control, protection, armor. And check in with your facial muscles. Your eyebrows, your cheek, your lips. Sometimes we tense them in a tendency to want to control. And see if that's needed in this moment, or if they're also allowed to let go, not be on guard. We can easily hold a lot of seriousness in our facial muscles. And see if they change if you invite playfulness. Allow them to relax. Invite softness. Reassuring them that there's nothing they need to hold on to. Whatever they want to let go of, they're welcome to. Notice what it's like to be you in this moment. Notice what's alive in you. Are you paying attention to any pleasure that's there? Any joy or any love? And is there allowance for sadness or grief or any other emotion to coexist? Trusting your intuition, your inner wisdom. Trusting that whatever's here is what's meant to be here. Because it is. In this moment, it is exactly like it is. Any intention of wants to change it is just another expression of this moment. And it is exactly the way it is. And ask yourself if it's anything from this meditation that you would like to invite more of, that you would like to bring with you for the rest of the day or maybe revisit in a near future. And ask yourself if there is anything you need right now, anything that would be nurturing. Even if it's not possible for you to live up to that or for you to give that to yourself, just notice that the longing or the request has been heard. To value it by listening to it, acknowledge it exists, and see if that makes any difference. What is it like for your body and your inner world to be heard by you? Mm. And with those words, we're approaching the end of this guided meditation. My name is Josephine, and you're listening to Consciousness in Me. And thank you for the trust in letting me spend this moment with you.